Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I have a really fun video to film today. For starters, I have a new eyeshadow palette to play with. This is from Too Faced and this is the Gingerbread Spice Eyeshadow Palette. Secondly, I also have a contest to announce, so everything, all the rules and the dates are going to be listed down below, but I also will be talking about those more in depth during my first impressions of this palette. I also filmed some swatches for you that I'm going to show in just a moment, but before that, I want to see exactly what Sephora has to say about this palette. It says, add a little spice to your life with this deliciously sweet gingerbread palette of 18 multi-finish warm and toasty shadows that glide on with buttery smoothness for playful pops of color that smell like fresh baked gingerbread. So as you can see, I already did my swatches, so it's a little bit messy there. It says, buttery shadows feature smooth texture for comfortable wear. The palette smells like yummy gingerbread. So first thing I am going to disagree with, I did smell this already, and while I do get like a cookie scent, I wouldn't say it smells like gingerbread. There is no like spiciness to it or like a cinnamon kind of undertone. It's really just sweet. It smells very like vanilla-like. It's not a bad aroma, it's just not what I expected. Next, I'm going to show those swatches. I did film these yesterday, and I did prime my arm with just a little bit of Shape Tape and Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. It's what I use on my lids regularly. It's what I have on today. So I did prime my arm with that first, and then I also just did a finger swatch, so you'll get to see them more with a brush in just a moment. Hang tight. Starting with the top row, we have Powdered Sugar, Spiked Eggnog, which is a light champagne, Gumdrop, a bright matte pink, Gingerbread, a warm matte brown. This next one looks like honey. Warm and Toasty is definitely one of my favorites. Oh Burn, which is also really pretty. Second row, Frostbite Me, which is a little more chunky glitter. Not a huge fan. And then looking at my cookie, which doesn't swatch the best. I do use this today, and it works much better with a brush than on my finger. And then Spice is Nice. Exactly what I would expect from a gingerbread palette. And Oh Snap. Bake It Till You Make It. Spice of Life. Third row, Sugar Daddy. Figgy Pudding. Hot Toddy, which is another one of my favorites. It has a duochrome orange shift to it. Reindeer Paws, which is the darkest shade in the palette. Gingerbread Latte. Another light warm brown with less orange to it, also matte. And Spiced Rum. And I'm back. I have no clue what kind of look I want to create today. I do appreciate that this palette really does have some nice neutrals that are matte, and then also just has some fun pops of color. You do get a nice mirror in here, as well as like a cute little gingerbread there as well. First up that I'm going to go in with is looking at my cookie, which is this like pastel pink kind of shade. So I'm going to go in next with this Spice is Nice color right here, which is the orangey shade. If there is an orange shade in a palette ever, it's probably what I'm going to first gravitate to. I just love orange with my blue eyes. It makes them pop. I would say this is a very buildable matte. It's not going on super bold or super orange, and I am using light pressure. And next up, I want to do something fun. I want to go in with this bright pink gumdrop shade. Okay guys, so far I think the mattes are performing just fine together. I'm going to go ahead and go in with some of the more shimmer shades, and I'm going to use them on my lid. I just want to do something super simple today. I'm not going to be doing like a cut crease or anything like that. I don't have a ton of time, but I'm going to go in next with this Bake It Till You Make It shade, which is this one right here. So as far as this contest goes, it's pretty simple. There's only 2 rules. One, you need to be subscribed. I talked about it before, but make sure it's public so that I can actually see that you're subscribed. There's just a little toggle underneath your account details that you'll have to hit. Secondly, you need to also share my post about this video, so either on Instagram or Facebook. If you just decide to do Instagram, make sure you do hashtag Kayla Remarks so that I can see your post, or do @Kayla Remarks, and then on Facebook, it's just hashtag Kayla Remarks. That way I can follow your post and see that you're sharing it. But that's it, only 2 rules. Good luck. On my finger again, I'm going to go in with the shade Hot Toddy, which is down here, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's like a cranberry. When I swatched this one, I was like, I'm definitely trying that one. It does have more glitter in it, so I'm going to see how it does with my finger. Now that this is on, I think I just want to add a little bit more to my crease, maybe darken it up a little bit. And I'm going to go in with Reindeer Paws, which is the darkest shade in this palette. And the last thing I'm going to do before I finish off the rest of my makeup, which I'm going to do off camera, is I'm going to use this Spiced Eggnog shade, which is this one right here. It's like a champagne highlight, and I'm just going to use that on the inner corner. I want to leave my brow bone nice and light, and there isn't a light highlight shade in here except for the Frostbite Me, which is very chunky glitter, and I don't want to do that underneath my brow. I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup, and then I will be back to give you my full first impression of this palette. And here is my completed look. I did just realize that I have the most perfect sweater on for this look today. It's going to be Halloween before we know it, so this is 0 on my shirt, and then I do have Jack down here as well. And this is a very holiday themed palette, so I'm glad I put it on today. It's kind of like an ugly Christmas sweater, but kind of cool at the same time. So for my final thoughts on this palette, obviously I didn't get to play with every color. I only got to play with a few really. I did add a little bit more to my lower lash line, and I topped it off with an orange liner. Everything I'm going to be using will be listed below. But as far as the palette goes, I think the mattes performed really well in this palette. They all blended together really nicely. The shimmers I just did with my finger on the lid, they also worked beautifully. I think on camera, I'm hoping you can pick up the different pigments and the dimension, because you kind of can't see the difference between the middle shade and the inner shade that I use. I still really like them, and I think in person they look a lot more clear and you get more of that transition. Really happy with this palette so far. I think there's a ton of different looks that you can create with this as well, and I'm looking forward to playing around with it, getting a better sense of it, and trying every color. Thank you guys so much for watching. Good luck if you are trying to win this contest. I really wanted to do something to give back to everyone who has supported me thus far. I know we're only a month into this, but I still really appreciate you. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon.